So the problem with Captain America Brave New World, what is it? Let's discuss. Also, this isn't gaming content, so I guess we're branching out. Spoilers ahead, you've been warned. Okay, so you're here because you want to know the big problem with the latest Captain America, and I'm going to tell you. Are you ready? There isn't one. That's it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. No, but seriously, I went and saw it yesterday, and surprise, surprise, I enjoyed it. And you will too. Is this movie flawless? Absolutely not. Are there problems with it? Yes. What are they? Well, first and foremost, you can tell that there were reshoots, and that wasn't made like a secret or anything. They talked about that at length. We've heard from a lot of different people in the industry how there were a lot of reshoots. It's definitely noticeable. Like, you can very clearly tell that there are times when characters are not in the same room, and I understand that is part of the magic of cinema, right? That you don't have to be there or green screen or whatnot, but it's very obvious at points. And is it distracting? I mean, not really. I was looking for that in these scenes because people had talked about it so much. So I guess if you just went in without expectation, you'd be fine. There's a scene with Sidewinder and they're discussing everything up until that point, and it's really obvious that him and Anthony Mackie are nowhere near each other. At least that's my assumption, because the audio also sounds weird too. Like, it's very obvious that they didn't even put a whole lot of effort into fixing the audio so that it sounded like they were in the same place at the same time. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't distract necessarily from the whole thing, but it definitely gives you pause. There was also rumor that the Serpent Society was supposed to be more heavily featured, and with Sidewinder being a member of them and them referencing Serpent over and over again, it would have been nice to have seen that a little more fleshed out. Also, with Invincible on the brain right now and their Lizard League, I really would have liked to see the Serpent Society. You can also see how they took threads from a lot of different areas and they stitched this together. So there's a few things that make it feel shoehorned in. For example, the extraneous Black Widow character, Ruth Bat-Saraff? 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 We'll go with Bat-Saraff. It would have been better if we found out later that she was a Black Widow, or formerly a Black Widow. It felt kind of like they shoehorned her in, like you're supposed to expect her to be this badass. And I think it just would have been better if she had done her thing and then you find out she came from the Red Room. They could have teased it out a bit more and maybe even given her like a stronger connection to Natasha. I think that really would have made it feel more organic. They did do a good job of using Joaquin Torres, the new Falcon. We saw him debut in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He definitely feels to Sam like Sam felt to Steve. He feels well acted, he feels natural. It also felt like they used him the right amount. I really liked his weaponry. There's a scene in the second act where he's using his weaponry against some fighter jets, and it just seems really, really well done. Sam getting a vibranium suit is also a really nice touch. It really feels like, as a non-super soldier, it gives him an edge, and it feels diegetic. It feels natural in this world. It didn't feel shoehorned in. I really appreciated that they gave him that and that they called it out in the beginning too. And Harrison Ford, such a great performance. I was kind of worried that he might phone this in, having seen him in other interviews, and he's kind of old man crabby at this point, but I can't blame him. I definitely was worried that he wouldn't give it his all, but I was totally wrong. He did the character justice, the role justice, and I think he did William Hurt's legacy justice too. I would really like to see him again, even if it's just in passing. And again, huge spoiler, but shout out to Betty Ross showing up. Shout out to Liv Tyler. Way to bring it back. I think a bigger overarching thing that I really liked about this film is the fact that the president took responsibility for being the bad guy. And if you can't agree with that in real life, then we have a bigger issue. But yeah, just some thoughts. This is me telling you to go see it. It's entertaining. It's full of action. It's a great mix of previous themes that we've seen in other Captain America movies. First Avengers character development with him, trying to measure up. Winter Soldier spy/mystery, and Civil War fighting against that establishment. So it's a really good movie. Go see it. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments below if you liked it, and we'll see you when Thunderbolts comes out.